Hi guys! Oh, you know what? It's the first time I'm talking to you on YouTube. Usually I'm just playing my clarinet like that. So as a first video, I decided to talk about something super important in music, and that is practice. I will give you 7 tips that will help you to practice more efficiently. Just before starting, I want to say that these tips can be used for any instrument. Tip number 1. Have a plan. Having a plan and knowing what you will practice is important, not to waste unnecessary time. And it's quite easy to be organized. Just take 5 minutes in the morning or the day before to write down what you will work on exactly. I would suggest you to divide your practice time in 3 groups. The first one would be for your technique, like scales, etudes, working on improving your sound, for example. The second group, the biggest one, would be the pieces that you are currently learning. And the third one would be the pieces that you love and that you already played, because it's also super important to have fun while you are learning to play an instrument. Tip number 2. Avoid distraction. First of all, try to find a quiet room where you won't be disturbed by the noise or other people, for example. I personally switch off the Wi-Fi each time. I only use my phone as a metronome, which is a very important tool for your practice session. Tip number 3. Have a break. Here it's interesting because when you are practicing, you need to make sure you are always focused on what you are playing and not thinking about other things. Don't do that, because in your music there's always a ton of things to think about. For example, can you play with a better sound, a better legato? Are you playing to dynamics written on the score? So as soon as you notice that you cannot focus anymore because you practiced intensively, then it's time for you to have a break and relax. You will come back later to finish your practice session. Tip number 4. Practice slowly. Everyone wants to play fast because it sounds good, it sounds cool and stuff, but we need to take a step back. Don't get too excited. You need to make sure that what you play is not dirty and messy. Also, when you feel tensed because you are practicing a difficult passage, and then when you look in the mirror you look like that, it's not so good. So start slowly, and there are many benefits to it. You will be able to pay attention to a lot of aspects of your music, like is your posture correct even? Can you play with a better legato? Are the notes and the rhythms correct? Once you believe you are at the maximum of what you can do, then gradually raise the tempo. Tip number 5. Isolate the problem. When you practice, you need to be honest with yourself and self-critical. When you play a passage, ask yourself, was it really clean? Don't just play the piece without caring about the mistakes. If you do a mistake, stop and do the passage again. And if the problem is still there, slow down and try to find a solution. Remember to push your limits all the time, and this is the way you will improve. Tip number 6. Record yourself. Sometimes, as honest as we can be with ourselves, we still don't notice some mistakes that we are doing because we are really into the thing, you know. It's quite simple. You can record with your phone and afterwards listen to it to see if there are sections that can be better. Tip number 7. Be consistent. It's much better to practice every day. Let's say if you don't have time, like 20 minutes every day is still better than 1 hour every 3 days. It's very important to keep a contact with your instrument, not to forget what you just learned. For example, a fingering. So that's it for this video. I hope this can help you. Don't hesitate to put in the comments what techniques you use. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, and also you can follow me on my Instagram. See you guys next time.